Hello, parents and students. The purpose of this short video is to guide you through the new structure of our algebra class, spring 2021. We've learned a lot in the past semester, learning what works, what may not work so well, and I've made some changes to the structure of our class to hopefully bring success for every student. So the first thing I'd like to do is go through what a student's day should look like. When I say daily for algebra, I'm meaning Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Those will be our algebra days. The first thing that a student should do is check their Google Classroom and also check their Gmail for any announcements, graded work, and comments. Parents, I do recommend that you periodically log into your student's Google Classroom, take a look around. Sometimes you can get a better idea of how they're doing and what their work looks like. So I've logged into my son's account here, and I would go to the to-do list. In the to-do list, we have assigned, missing, and done. So I assigned, missing, and in the done page, you can scroll down and you can look at specific assignments. You can see the work that they submitted. For my class, they should be submitting pictures of their work for anything that's labeled mastery check or homework, as well as quizzes and tests. And so you can click on that and you can see the work they submitted. You can also see private comments down here, so comments that I've made about their work or comments that they've made to me about the assignment. One thing to note is that for my class, Edpuzzle videos do not figure into their class grade. So if you see 50 out of 100 on one of the instruction videos, which the platform we use is Edpuzzle, don't worry about it. That's totally fine. Those questions do not affect their grade. The next thing that the student should do is check their progress tracker. This is brand new. Each student will get a spreadsheet that shows their progress through the unit lessons, which are here, and it'll show the date, the target date, that I would like them to have done that lesson. If the lesson is done, it will be marked mastered. If they are working on the lesson, you'll see working. If they've completed a lesson but they have not done it to show mastery, then you'll see revise. And the student should not work ahead. If they see revise on their progress tracker, they immediately go back to that lesson, do their revisions, and show their mastery before continuing on. So then after they check their progress tracker, which will be updated daily, you also see that we'll have a date that it was last updated on the tracker. Then they should complete the lesson. Lesson completion has 3 parts. There's video instruction with guided notes. There's a short practice activity, about 5 problems. Those 2 pieces of the lesson they may do with a small group, or they may do individually, their choice. The third part of the lesson they must do individually, and that's the mastery check, which we'll be using the Delta Math platform. After they've completed the assignment in Delta Math, then they upload pictures of their work to Google Classroom. The way the Delta Math homework, this is the mastery check, also known as homework, will run, is there will be a required number of problems that a student needs to get correct. So for example, if I require 3 problems to be answered correctly in a certain section, it could take them 5 problems, 5 attempts to get those 3 right. That's perfectly fine. There's no penalty. They get 3 right, they get 100%. If a quiz or test happens to be their next lesson, so here we can see quiz 5.1 is the lesson after 5.5b. If that's their next lesson, then they're also going to complete that quiz through the Delta Math platform, but they have a special work paper that they should be using out of their packet. They do the work on that work paper and upload pictures to Google Classroom. So that's the main structure of the class. As for class grades, the class grade is still broken down into 3 different sections. 30% of their class grade will be the lesson completion. So if a student is behind the target date, you're going to see zeros for the lessons that they have not completed, that should, based on the target date, should have been completed. However, as soon as they get caught up to that target date, you're going to see full credit for all the lessons that they've mastered. So there are no longer any late deductions. The second section, or portion of the class grade, is their mastery checks. That's 30%. Again, used to be the sort of the homework section. Like I said, this is the Delta Math assignment. There's really no reason for them not to get 100% on every mastery check. So if you're seeing a lower grade than 100%, that means that the student has just chosen to stop working on that skill before reaching the required number of problems. 40% of the class grade is assessment. So quizzes have a target date, which means that you might see a 0 in the grade book for a particular quiz. That 0 will turn into a full credit score as soon as the student has reached that point. So again, no late deductions for taking a quiz after the target date. However, if we get to the end of the unit, so this is the non-negotiable date, the end of the unit, which will be the 3rd, February 3rd, at that point, all students take the test, and whatever has been done in that unit has been done. If a student works ahead and reaches the test ahead of the target date, that's fine. They may take the test and move on to the next unit. I hope this has been helpful in understanding how we will be working through the algebra this semester. Please feel free to contact me with any questions or concerns. My email is jennifer.webb@aps.edu. If you feel like your student could use extra support from you, another thing that would be helpful would be to sit and watch the rest of this video with your child. So in your version of the video, this is the end. In the student version, I'm going to go on and help them organize their packet. That could be really useful if you feel like your child may need extra support in organization. So please watch that portion of the video with your student and reach out with any questions or concerns you have. Have a great day.